All right, so today we're going to be working on our 5-number summary. And here we can see that we are going to look for a minimum, lower quartile, a median, and upper quartile, which is quartile 3, and a maximum value. First off, we have to rewrite our numbers in order. So I'm going to go ahead and write these numbers in order, starting with least to greatest. So we have 16, 18, 24, 30, 32, 62, and 88. Okay, the minimum and maximum are really easy to find. The minimum is going to be your lowest number in the set of data, which once you put the numbers in order, you can easily see that that number is 16. Here, the maximum number that you have here is 88. And again, once you put your numbers in order, those numbers are easy to see. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the median first. So I'm going to stick with these numbers, and I'm going to find the very middle. So I'm going to count 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. All right, and I can clearly see now that 30 is right smack in the middle of my data. So my median would be 30. Okay. Now, the lower quartile, which is quartile 1, is finding the median of just the lower numbers. In other words, the lower side of the median. Okay. So I'm going to count again until I find the direct middle. So I'm going to go 1, 1, and I can clearly see here that my quartile 1, the one in the median of the lower side, is 18. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my upper quartile, which is like your higher numbers, your numbers all above your median. So I'm going to go 1, 1, and I can clearly see that 62 is my upper quartile, my quartile 3. All we did here was break our numbers, our data, into fourths. So really our half represents 50% of the data, which is our median. Then we find our fourth, which is half of our half. So if we were to break our numbers up by fourths, 25% of our data would be in the 18. And then this would represent 75% of our data, which you can clearly see is at the 62. Okay? All right, so let's try this again. Our data is already in order. Okay? So all we need to do is we need to find our minimum and our maximum. If our numbers are already in order, remember those are easy to find. So we're just going to put in 21 because that's our lowest number. So 21 is our minimum, and 42 is our maximum. Okay? Remember, the first thing we want to do is find that median. As you can clearly see what the median is, but let's see how we get those numbers. So I'm going to go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and I can clearly see that my median is half my data. My half of data is at the 28. So my median would be 28. And then now remember, my lower quartile is finding the median of the first half of the data. So we'd go 1, 1, and we can clearly see that 22 would be my quartile 1, which is my lower quartile. So I'm going to go ahead and put 22 in there. And then my upper quartile is the numbers that are higher than the median. So I'd go 1, 1. So we found the median of these three numbers, which is 37. So 37 would be my quartile 3. And again, if you notice, we broke the data up by fourths. So 22 represents the 1/4 point of our data. The median, which is half, is 28. and our quartile 3 would be 37. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and let's look at when we have numbers in between numbers here. Okay, our minimum should already be easy to see if my numbers are in order, which they are here. So we have 5 is the minimum and 11.3 is the maximum. Now let's find the exact median. If you're going to notice, it's not going to be on the number this time. It's going to be a little different. So we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and we have 2 numbers in the middle here. We have 8.4 and 8.6. That's why the line's going right down the middle. So my median is neither one of those numbers. I need to find the number exactly in between 8.4 and 8.6. Some of y'all can clearly see what number it is. 8.5 goes right in between those numbers. Or if it's not so easy to see, you take the average of those 2 numbers. So you would do 8.4 plus 8.6, which is 17, and then divide it by 2. And 17 divided by 2 is 8 and 5/10, or 8.5. So our median here would be 8.5. Okay, and notice I didn't take 8.4 or 8.6. I had to go down the middle. So my median would be 8.5. So that being said, when I find the median of just this half now, to find my lower quartile, I'm going to go ahead and take that 8.4. So see here how I go 1, 1. So now I need to find the average, or the number that's right in between 7 and 8.1. So here I would have to do 7 plus 8.1, which is 15.1. And then 15.1 divided by 2 is 7.55. Okay? So here, my quartile 1 would be 7.55. So the numbers aren't always going to be easy to see. You might have to do a little bit of math to get in and get the numbers. So quartile 1 would be 7.55. Now I have to do the same thing for my upper quartile. So I'm going to find the median on the upper side of the actual median. So we're going to go 1, 1, and I see here that both my numbers are 9. Lucky for you, when both numbers are the same, you don't really have to do any math. You can just go ahead and take that number. So quartile 3 is just going to be 9. So this marks your quartile 3, your upper quartile. Okay? All right, let's try this next one here. Let's go ahead and put what's easy to find. Numbers are in order. So my minimum, my lowest number is 61. My maximum is 101. And I can clearly already see here that my median, my number directly in the middle, is an 87. Okay, so I've already found my median. We've already found the min and the max. Okay, now to find quartile 1, I need to take the median of this half, the first half, right? So I go 1, 1. And then now, since there's 2 numbers in the middle, I have to find what comes exactly between 66 and 74. I can't take one or the other. So 66 plus 74 equals 140. And 140 divided by 2 is 70. All right, so our quartile 1 would be 70. Now we got to find our upper quartile, which is the upper half after the median, right? So we're going to find the median of the upper half. So we're going to go 1, 1, and as you can clearly see, we have 2 numbers in the middle. But lucky us again, they're both 95. So our quartile 3 would be a 95. All right, let's go ahead and let's do this one. As you can clearly see here, there is we want to find our median. Okay, so here to find our median, we need to add 31 plus 36, which is 67. And then we need to take 67 and divide it by 2, which is 33 and a half. So our median here would be 33.5. So let's go ahead and fill in what we know. We know our minimum is 24. We know our maximum is 55. And we know our median is 33.5. Okay. Now let's find our lower quartile. So out of the first half, we want to find the median. So we're going to go 1, 1, and then we have 2 in the middle. So we want to find what's exactly between 26 and 29. So we have to add it up. 26 plus 29 let's see, 26 plus 29 we have is 15. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5, so we have 55. And then 55 divided by 2 is 27.5, right? So we know here quartile 1 is going to be 27.5. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing for the upper half. We have 1, 1. So we're left with 2 numbers. Anytime you're left with 2 numbers, you need to take the number that's exactly in between. That's why you see that line going down the middle. So here we would have to take 43 plus 51, which is going to be 94. And then 94 divided by 2 would be 47. Okay, so here we would just fill that in. Our lower quartile should be 27.5 and our upper quartile should be 47. If you notice, your 5-number summary will always go in order. Always, always, always. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and let's look at number 6 here. Okay, we can clearly see what our median is. Our number in the middle is 6. Our min is 2 and our maximum is 10. So we can go ahead and fill that in. Remember, your 5-number summary is always going to go in order. So we have our minimum of 2, a maximum of 10, and our median is 6. So now we're going to find the median of our first half. So we're going to go 1, 1, and we're left with 3 and 4 in the middle. So remember, we got to add these up and divide by 2. So 3 plus 4 is 7, and then 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. Okay, so our quartile 1 is going to be 3.5. Okay, and now let's find our upper quartile. We're going to go 1, 1, and then now we have both 7 and 9. Okay, so anytime you have that, you're going to add up the 2. So we're going to find quartile 3. We need to take 7 plus 9, which is 16, and then 16 divided by 2 is 8. Okay, or you can just ask yourself what number comes between 7 and 9, and that number would be 8. So our quartile 3 would be 8. If you notice here, the 5-number summary, everything's in order again. All right, let's go ahead and let's look at this last one. It says the list of 5 numbers has the quartiles and median marked. Now we're going to take our 5 numbers below, and we're going to find our 5-number summary. So we have to remember to write them in order first. So I'm going to write 6, 8, 9, 10, and 12. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and label what I know. I know my minimum is 6. My maximum is 12. So I'm going to find my median first. 1, 1, 2, 2. And I see that 9 is my median. So I'm going to go ahead and label 9 as my median. And then remember, my lower quartile is to take the middle. Well, I only have 2 numbers, so I need to know what number comes exactly between 6 and 8. So quartile 1 could be 7. You could clearly see what's in between them, or you could do 6 plus 8, which is 14, and then divide that number by 2, which equals 7. Same thing for the upper quartile. You only have 2 numbers, so I need to know what numbers between 10 and 12, which would be 11. And remember, you could also add them up. 10 plus 12 is 22, and 22 divided by 2 is 11. Either way, if you know what the number is in between, you can always put it. If not, you just add them up and divide by 2 to find your answer. So our lower quartile would be 7, and our upper quartile would be 11. Okay?